Hello, Jean-Pierre. How are you doing? Today, it's the, I hope, final stream for this page, because all I have to do is shade it in. And then I can chop it up and release the episode. Window. Looking good, thank you. Yeah, these are the inks. So now I just need to do the shading and the tones. Shouldn't be too much. Should be pretty easy. Oh crap. Should be pretty easy, but I just realized something here. It has to continue. So yeah, I just need to edit that. That's actually one of the reasons why it's a good idea to leave your drawings to rest a bit, because then you can come back later and look at it and find very basic mistakes. Even the next 10 years, I'll be as good as you. Maybe. Well, you said you basically just started, right? So maybe you'll be even better if you just keep at it. Because I say 10 years, but I took like years off, like because some of those years, you just stop doing it because it's going nowhere, and you maybe have work or something that you need to focus on. So there's people who are, I know people who are 15 years old that are like way better than me painting, like what's it called? Like the old master classical paintings. Probably because they started studying from very young, but either way, it all depends on how much time you put into it, right? So
Care package on the way.
What's happening? Oh. Hello, Kyo. How you doing? How you been? I also appreciate I appreciate Kyo that you always like the Twitter. Yeah, the Twitter relay. I think that's gonna end in a couple months because I only tried out the Twitter Premium to see if it was anything beneficial, and it pretty much wasn't anything beneficial. So hopefully that I should probably check to make sure it gets canceled. I don't want it to get auto renewed. But yeah, I hope you've been well and stuff. As for me, I've been doing the same thing I've always been doing, except I guess I started to play games again. Like I bought a PlayStation. I was looking at buying a PC and then I was just like, oh, this is too much. I don't really care to like update drivers and troubleshoot and do all that stuff. I just want to play a game. It's just a fun thing to do. I don't need the best graphics ever. So I just bought a PlayStation and I started playing games again. It's really nice, actually. JRPGs. Miss them a lot. We need to check something. I think I forgot a little detail here. It's not really going to matter too much, but I want to get at least a little bit in because I need to show that these ammo boxes are a certain brand. .308 Winchester. Okay. .308 Winchester. So I'm just gonna write here 308. Dollar. What is dollar? Money? Hmm. 308, 180 grain, 20. Good evening, Cherry. How you doing? I'm right about ready to shade this. I just found random little details that I need to add in. If I had more patience and stuff, I would be actually trying to design the box and all that, but not that important right now, at least. I'm drinking a bigger bottle of Gatorade and almost done with it. Well, at least it's Gatorade. Well, 34 grams of sugar. Ah, I see. Well, that changes things. The thing is that a lot of people don't know this, but sugar dehydrates in a much the same way that salt does. Um, I guess it doesn't necessarily dehydrate, like not right away at least. I mean, it can dehydrate the cells probably by drawing the water out, but it also helps hold water if it becomes part of the cell, I guess. Hmm. I'd have to like probably look into it more to know exactly how that works. Jewel, hello. How you been? Okay, bro, 34 grams. Okay, bro. Makes sense, I guess. And I haven't drank any water today. Oh, well, you know what you have to do then. I just had a Pepsi while I was playing a game. So I'm not much better than you because you're pretty much just sitting down while you're playing a game, right? And I think a Pepsi is like 40 something, 41 grams of sugar. So I'm not much better. Been doing okay. How about me? Yes, I'm doing good too. I'm doing pretty good. Almost done with summer school. Are you in summer school to get ahead, I think? I can't remember. if you said or not. Oh crap! Another detail that I didn't work out. So this gun has to have detail on it, of course, right? Because oh yeah, to get ahead. Okay, cool. Just drank milk. Imagine not being lactose intolerant. I'm not lactose intolerant. I love milk. A lot of people are lactose intolerant nowadays, apparently. Like some people I know who weren't lactose intolerant, or maybe they were. But when they were young, they were drinking milk and eating cheese and all that stuff. I used to be lactose intolerant when I was 5. Oh, so you were once lactose intolerant and now you're okay? You got better? Where is this gun? Okay, there it is. Found it. Mm. Okay, so up here, I think I can start from here, like that, a couple times. It needs to be thinner. I don't drink milk that much though on its own. I do like cheese though, yeah. Kind of sucks for lactose intolerant people because I guess like pizza's off the menu unless they want to tank um a bad night on the toilet or something. Whatever happens to them. I like cheese with stuff, just cheese. I don't really like it. Oh, depends on the cheese though. Like I can eat probably any cheese just alone, but some cheeses can just be eaten alone. Um, one of the main causes was dairy products, but my stomach didn't do well with strawberries either for some reason. Okay, bye bro. All right, see ya. Have a good one. Holy crap. We have a bot on Kick now that is a lot smarter than the other one. So I guess they do have better bots on Kick. It's a long message though. I'm just waiting for Makio to jump in. Oh, sending extra prayers, love hearts, and cheer to everyone, especially those who are lactose intolerant. Makio is a weirdo. Um, I'm not sure what to make of them. Part of me thinks they're a troll, but they could just be a really immature child. Who knows? Unsupervised child is most likely, I guess. Didn't think I would say this, but not gonna lie, they kind of remind me of my younger cousin. Younger cousin likes feet? Or do you mean just in like attention seeking kind of behavior? I mean, I guess I never really thought about it in that way, but they are very talkative and tend to say random things out of context. Yeah, so like for child psychology, like the basics, I guess, because they teach you this if you ever are dealing with children. If it's like even if you are in church and you want to become or you like not even want to, but you're going to be recruited as like I don't know, like a Sunday school teacher, they put you through a course, and part of what they teach you is how there are behaviors that kids do, especially from less supervised households, where they, because of the neglect, they don't learn, they're not properly socialized, so they don't learn how to properly behave as adults. Um, because they weren't given the attention to model their behavior off of an adult. Sometimes they will model their behavior off an adult who has themselves not been properly socialized. And that's like when you get very, very bad behavior. But in general, when a child misbehaves, it's not, you're not supposed to think it's their fault. You're supposed to simply behave in the correct way as like an implicit correction, and don't give them the attention if they don't behave properly, because they're trying to get your attention for you to show them how to behave, essentially. And then now we have a very disastrous situation that is kind of over, well, it's very much overlooked, where you have the internet and you can just go on the internet and you could, as a child, you can go on the internet and you can just model your behavior off of what the most popular things that you can find on the internet, which are who? The most unhinged people, the craziest people that you can find. And voila, we are in a situation. I think we've heard a lot about it at like, you know, teachers and stuff complaining about how they can't teach kids anymore because their behaviors are unhinged in school. Obviously, it's not all kids, but it's affected quite a few. Enough for it to be a recognizable problem. Okay, so that kind of goes there. And I just need to texture it a bit. I can probably do that on a different layer just to be safe. Yeah, many kids in this generation are heavily influenced on the internet, and I have come across these videos about teachers' complaints about the students' behavior and stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen a documentary that kind of went over a bunch of that. Um, Particularly for America, but I'm sure it's similar in almost every other country that has access to the internet. I also find it baffling some students can't read. Yeah, that's crazy. I heard about that uh, from like not just one documentary, but a couple. To me, that's yeah. I don't even know how it could be that bad, but if it is that bad, then there are going to be ramifications for those demographics, I guess. Yeah, if they have an impediment, right, or whatever type of condition. But like when I was in school, people with conditions, they just kind of pushed through it. They were like as good as reading or as good at reading with the occasional slip up, but pretty much as good as the average student despite their conditions. iPad kids, yeah. That's definitely part of it. And like for me, I don't really blame the device. I blame the actual the parents and of course the content itself that's being pushed has to be blamed as well. Because like for example in China, they don't allow social media to host certain content. So the Chinese TikTok, for example, which our TikTok is trying to do, they have I think they have TikTok STEM, but which like has like math, science, teaching, educational content. Um, but in China, that's basically all it is. It's more so useful content than the craziness that gets popular in Western countries. It's such a stark difference that some people even have a conspiracy theory that China is dumbing down competitor nations so that in the future they can run circles around them because their kids are not going to be smart. What's going on in the world's crazy, yeah. I think that's enough wood texture. We get the idea with this here. I can close that, or yeah, I can do that. All right. Now I need to figure out how the light source is going to play with what's here. The light source, just to make sure that I'm not doing this in a strange way, is going to be coming from behind him, like more on this side, which means like here. So behind him here too. Okay. Yeah, all right. So we can just do this in a rough way for now. And I'll come back over it with smudging and all that stuff to edit it properly. Very really informed on different things. Really cool. Oh, thanks. I pay too much attention to things that don't matter. uh, I should actually not pay attention to a lot of things because it's better to pay attention to what you can control, right? Oh, speaking of the devil. Hello, Makio. How you doing? We were just talking about you. You wondered when you'd eventually show up. It's good to have information on different things. Can maybe help someone along the way. Yeah, true. You're waiting for me to jump in. I feel so special. Oh dear. Cuffs on Sai. So you plan on finishing this page today? Yeah, I plan on it. I often plan on things like this though, and it doesn't really work out. So all I can do is really try. How much time do we have? We have like up to 3 hours for this stream. How long I've been going? Okay, almost an hour. So it's possible, I think. Let me go bye bye. All right, see ya, Makio. You know, try to move my neck. My back hurts like big. Oh, you should probably lie down or something. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta go now. The drawing coming is coming along really well. Cheering you for every you and everyone to take care and God always. Sending extra hugs and fist bumps. All right, have a good one. And I don't remember. I think you're starting your day, right? So have a good day, I guess. If not, have a good night. Uh, let me see. You all too. Good day and good night. Yeah. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah, so I actually did a lot of mistakes with this drawing, like the tilt of the head, the size of the head, the foreshortening, foreshortening, foreshortening of the arm, a bunch of other problems. But can't be bothered with correcting things too much. Just move ahead and try not to make the mistake next time is probably the approach that I'm going to take with a lot of this project. need to take a sip of water. Hey Collie, how you doing? I'm on the shading slash toning stage of this page. Hoping that I can get it done completely. Um, at least the artwork. I think I need like maybe 2 or 3 word bubbles, but I'll do those at the end. Like I have the space for them already. I kind of know where they're gonna go. It's uh, one here, possibly one here, or one here. So 3 spaces. They don't really need to say anything here. It's kind of, we know what's going on here. This pattern here at the back, it's supposed to be Z's or Z's, like a zzz buzzing sound, but I don't know if it came through as well as it could have. Doing kind of okay. Well, at least there's that. I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully the weather's cooled down a little bit at least for you. Oh crap. What's going on here? For us it's been like a little bit too much warmer than I would like, but it's still decent. It's not super hot. Nearly bedtime. Nearly bedtime. It would be like nearly bedtime. It's almost morning. One point it started raining in the week, and since then weather's been agreeable. Oh, okay. Well, at least there's that. Whenever it rains though, it kind of gets super humid. At least for me. Sometimes I prefer when it's a dry heat than a humid heat. Because at least you don't get like that gunky feeling in the dry heat. At least you can live now. Or at least you can live now. It's not hot, yeah. Uh, trying to figure out better ways to do noses, and I found an artist who does them the way I like, but I kind of need to look at her stuff a little bit more before I get the hang of it, I guess. Hey man, how you holding up on this Tuesday? It's Tuesday? I thought it was Wednesday. Oh crap, that's nice. I thought I fucked up my week by stalling on a project and okay, that's great. That's great news. That makes me feel much better. I think I took a nap and my brain must have thought that I like I'm a day ahead or something in the week. No, it's Tuesday. Uh well, for me that's good news. For others it might not be because the week is now long. Either way, to answer your question, it's doing pretty good. How's your how's your Tuesday? It's okay, I got back into drawing some stuff Monday. Nice. I hate having to do heads and bodies and necks and such. Is it like the connection between, like, getting them to connect to each other, I guess? Was not at 35. Oh, yeah, that's, can't, I can't even be outside in that type of weather, man. Yeah, I think we're like 10 degrees Celsius short of that here, thankfully. On the subject of cheese from earlier, it actually reminded me of that there was cheddar in my fridge that recently had been bought. It's a harder cheddar, but I like it. Oh, is it aged? Like the hard cheddar that I remember was an aged cheddar, and it was really like salty, but like it had a strong cheddar flavor as well. Ah, annoying. Yeah, that's that part of America gets really hot. Florida used to get like that too. I couldn't stay there. And humid. That was the worst part in Florida. It's more tart, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that taste. I like that type of thing. Or sharp cheddar. I mean, that I meant that MB. I had to read the label to see if I said it right. My bad, I guess. I think that's the only one I could think of. Abbreviations. But yeah, I just like the tart flavors in general. Yeah, MB means my bad abbreviated. Yeah, I wasn't sure. This shading here looks a bit patchy. I think I can do this to it, maybe. Maybe if I use this. Caught me abbreviating things again. Yep. I think that's decent here. So now it's here's turn. It's coming from here, like behind them. So go like this. I need to reinforce a little bit more because it's still like I need one side of him at least to be more in the dark to like show there's a direction to the light. Don't like how textured that is though, so maybe I'll use this instead. Good night. All right, I'll see you when I see you. Have a good rest. Take care. Come back in later to do the eyes and stuff like that, but I can move down now to this part here. I have a tone to make this part darker, so I'll just focus on the shadows and stuff. Okay, his cast shadow should be something like this. This part here is in shadow. This part. How do you guys feel that the scream here looks? Do you think it needs like an outline that's a little stronger? I think it does, right? Like maybe like some white scratchiness behind it or something. Probably do that, yeah. I'll do that later though, towards the end of the process here. That was a fast decision. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think I should do it. probably bothered you for a while then, or generally the thing that quick? I just noticed it, but it was probably visually bothering me for a while. Um, yeah. So let's see. Uh, what if I move this here? No, that causes problems like that. What now? Okay, yeah, that's better. Save. So I'm like, no worries. Um, I guess how you doing? How you doing? Good, that's good to hear. I'm doing pretty good as well. Mostly, or almost, almost done this page. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, my bestie talked about my crush when my sister walked over, so yeah. Oh, Jam Gam Threes, how you doing? Remember me from last stream? A stream back at least, right? I think at least one stream back. I think you were asking for like a pose. You were having trouble drawing, or you're having trouble sketching poses or something. I think that was you. Full body, yeah, yeah. What you doing right now? I'm doing the shading process. Shading and toning. And Then the final thing I have to do after that is just put in the word bubbles pretty much. And we're gonna be good. Good to go. Good to post. Yeah, so it looks like it's just his face here. And then I can drop the tones in. What if I do this? Hit save again. Gotta go? Well, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you when I see you. Have a good one. Okay, bye. Alright, see ya. I guess the last thing I need to do after I do the tones is get some kind of a hint of a background behind them, like probably just some foliage or something. What the- 2 hours notice. All right. I think I can get the tones put in under 30 minutes, so I'll do that, and then we'll be good. I can paint these ones in. Uh, You did a lot of work for the second set of chapters, modified your deadlines for the project in any way because of that. I don't even remember what my deadlines are. They would all be modified though. Like I failed on that front completely. Um, I'll probably have a better idea of how to make a new deadline once I do the planning for the second chapter, or not second chapter, for the third episode. So we're still on the first chapter, right? Um, it's gonna be short. Like it'll be maybe 9 chapters max. Probably less than that though, because like I know that I'm going to reach a point where I feel like yes, I've learned enough to actually start the proper project, and then I'll run out of motivation to actually do this one because it's like a burner project, right? So I don't know exactly when that's gonna happen, but I want to finish this in to like some degree. I'm still chasing the possibility of being able to do 1 page a day. Uh, I think it's possible, but there's not enough. Like I don't know enough to do it yet. Or I should say, it's technically possible, but not feasible or sensible or something like that. Because you can technically put together a page, like the time it takes to do each step. But if you were to work on like a real project, then you'd have to be spending time doing a bunch of or a lot of other things, I guess, to make sure that it comes together properly. So then it wouldn't work out how you believe that it should according to your abilities or something. Rush projects fulfilling for both the creator and the customer. Yeah. If I can get like the, what would it be called? Pre-production out of the way, I could potentially produce at that speed, but um at that point I should be counting the pre-production as part of my work speed, right? So hmm. Like for example, if I write out the outline and break it down like I said I plan to, you write the outline out, then you put the you redetail the scenes from what you wrote down in the outline, then you plan out the dialogue, and then you put that into this sketch. Or actually, the sketch would be where you start timing the production phase, because then you're actually drawing it, I guess. But the writing and the resource gathering, like references and all that stuff, would all have to be done first before I can do the challenge of trying to produce a page in a day or something. If I was able to do that, then it would be possible. Otherwise, no, I can't do that. Okay, what am I doing? All right, so if I do this, oh, what? It's only highlighting the dark part here, not the white part. I needed to highlight the whole thing. Grow selection? Where would that be? Expand selected area. Let's do that by 7. Yeah. Oh, wait. I can actually apply that to this part here. would make more sense. You got braces. Like just now? Or like this week? Oh. 3 hours ago, okay. They give a good pace for basically treating this like a traditional. The one time you made an asset, so to speak, was that leaf brush, yeah, pretty much. I, I disliked it because not only is it against my art philosophy, but it's also, it didn't look right. Like, it didn't. I was playing with effects and everything to try to make it look better, but I guess it's just not for me. That process, or that part of it, at least the way I was trying to do it, is not for me. I've seen some manga artists who I guess they've incorporated it really well in their workflow. Hmm. Okay, I'll just use the same one, I guess. At this point, I should consider just getting rid of all of that, but that would... Hmm. Thinking about my tone layers, like I could replace them technically with a painting tone layer. A painting tone layer, instead of using a fixed percentage like each of these, it won't go any darker than this basically. Um, a tone layer just turns all of the painting that you're doing. So like if I were to apply it to my shading layer, it will turn all of that into just tones. But then I'd need one for shading and one for that. And then it could cause problems if I wanted to do certain materials and certain, yeah, whatever. It's not really worth thinking about. Just keep it the way it is. It works. Doesn't really cause too much of an inconvenience. Right now, at least. This, I can use this, yeah. Because my idea of tones is to use it for the tone of a material and then scrape away the areas of the material that would be hit by light. Um, but but then I also have like a shading layer for like flat shading or smooth shading without a tone texture because I didn't like how tones looked on skin. Didn't look right. Even on hair, I'm not sure about it right now. Like maybe that's something that I will change the way I do. Basically, the tone layers are not going to consider the direction of the light except for where I'm scraping. But the shading layer is going to consider the direction of the light where the shadows, I guess, should be. Alrighty. So doing your comic studies and writing for this on the side? Barely. Like, this is like a common trend for me to, okay, I want to do this. I want to study this thing. So I'll go and I'll get all the materials that I need to study this thing, and then I won't do it. That's a problem. If I do it, I kind of half-ass it anyways. Better than me, all I can do is I want to do the thing and then I don't at all. Well, I can do the first part for you because I have tons of resources. Like if there's a particular, I don't know, like aspect of art that you want to study, I have books, like downloaded stuff, anatomy, just everything really. I have tons of material. You can just tell me if you want anything on Discord and I'll just see what I have. I think I shared some in the actual Discord anyways already, but yeah. Okay. We're at 18 hours. Fuck. Whatever. It is what it is. It's cool. Besides, I'd basically be pushing you to do something when I know I'm probably not gonna fairly follow through. Well, I do that to myself anyways. um, Let me see. All right, so I'll let it rest obviously and come back to it because I know that I'm going to. There's certain details I need to go over, like his eyes. I need to probably shade those so it doesn't look so sharp. These eyes, I can leave them the way they are. If I start to like shade them and stuff, it's not gonna look as sharp and surprised or whatever. There. Um, I could maybe try a speed line thingy in like a limited way, or like some kind of crackling effect behind this. I'll put like a white crackling effect behind it to add sort of like a panel border thingy, but also like a texture to like add mood to the scream. And then I'll do the word bubbles. So yeah, cool. I want to check something quickly. So we got this here. I'm just kind of looking at it. Scroll all the way to the beginning. Yeah, so like the freeness, I guess, of what like kind of lines I'm getting is a lot more obvious when I flip from that to even just here, right? But then if I flip all the way, crap, I should probably zoom out to make this easier. Actually, I'm gonna open them. That would make it a lot easier. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I am improving, not necessarily at drawing, but executing the style that I'm trying to go for. That's something at least to feel good about. I don't know if it looks like that to you, but to me it looks like in their face. especially these two. Of course, it's a completely different expression too, so who knows? Maybe I'm just feeling like that because hmm. Well, I'll end the stream here. Thanks for hanging out. Uh, Tomorrow I'll either continue the painting or I'll take a break, whichever one. So I feel like I should do it tomorrow. Like I feel good about you telling me today was Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So maybe I'll take that time buff and actually do something with it. In fairness, I think you've at least got more expression. Yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Like with the line quality, right? Like the drawing of it. Especially because the first ones are dull even if it's casual. Yeah. Like comparatively, the line work, the line quality is just kind of flat compared to the line quality here. Or the just the style of drawing them, like the proportion or whatever. But yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Have a good one. Hopefully cool down. I don't know. It's gotta be a pain in the ass to sleep in that weather, but goodbye.